Hey guys, I'm trying to figure this out, so bear with me here. All right, can you guys see it all right? This is my first YouTube live, so bear with me here. I'm trying to figure this out. All right, so I'm just trying to get so that I can try to watch my own video so I can communicate with you guys. All right, come on. So, all right, all right, so I am, let's see if I'm showing up. I have never done this, so I don't know. Let's see. All right, so if anybody's jumping on and happens to know how I can watch my own live, please put it in the comments, because I am lost. Oh, there we are. Is live. I guess I can't watch it. Well, if anybody is on, please make a comment. And I guess we're just going to get started because I'm a complete moron and I don't know how to do this. So, all right, so let me... I mean, I should be able to watch my own live on my other device. Because I just want to know if I am really live. All right, well, I've got a like, a thumbs up, so looks like somebody's on. So, welcome to my channel. I am an idiot. This is my first live, so yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. We're just gonna wing it. We are just gonna wing it. All right, so what I'm gonna do tonight is, I don't know if any of you saw back when I first started, I made a patio table, like a little fairy village thing. And I have a plug that I made that I'm gonna put in the middle, which is where the umbrella pole is gonna actually go through. And then we're gonna build our little village around that. So, let me... Hey, Lynn, welcome. Okay, but it's coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm like, I am a total idiot. My picture is sideways. Let me see if I can fix it, guys. All right. Let's see. Is that better? because I know it's different, like going live versus videoing. So, okay, that's better. All right. All righty. So, I have mixed up 7 ounces of my casting resin. So I'll show you some of the things. I'm just going to clean my paddle off. And I will show you some of the things that we're going to be using. And hopefully this comes out as good as the one I have on my patio table. All right, so I'm just going to set this here for right now. I'm going to put my gloves on. Welcome, guys. I am so excited. My first live. So I was going to come live a little bit later, but we are in a severe thunderstorm warning area again. So I'm like, I'm just going to go live, and hopefully a few people jump on, and we'll see how it goes. So this is some of the little pieces that I got, and I ordered these through Amazon. I just typed in like miniature fairy village pieces, and so I think I'm going to use this. Hang on, I got to find my camera. I'm going to use this little tiny house, and I've just got a bunch of other pieces. Once I start doing it, I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit without like distorting too much. So there's all kinds, like little ponds, but I'm going to make my own pond, I think. I think. And then I am going to use some of these. I was going to use them when I made my first one, and then I changed my mind. But if I can cut the stems, I probably should have had my husband do that first. And then I have a few of these little mushrooms, and I got these for $1 at the Dollar General. So I'll cut the stems and we'll put them. I've got a couple of decent sized fairies. These are bigger than the ones that I had used in my previous one. So I might end up using a big one and maybe 1 or 2 of the little ones. I'm not 100% sure yet. We're going to just kind of wing this. And then I also got this box, again, on Amazon. And it's like little tiny critters. Like that's a squirrel with an acorn. This looks like a fox on a log. So there's a bunch of different ones in there. So we'll pick a couple from there. And I do have my sand. So I've got some sand. I just got this at Michael's. And then I have some pebbles left. So we're going to use those. And let's see. So, and then I have this cute little bench. So we might use this if we use the bigger fairy. So I'll keep this to the side. And then this is one of the smaller ones. And again, these were from the Dollar General. They were $1. So I just thought they'd be cute having different sizes. And then I have got a bag of different style and size trees. So I'm going to use some of these. And then I've also got this cute little bridge that I might use. And that is pretty much it. I might throw some flowers in. But first, I'm going to get my paddle wiped down. So I will show you how I do that. And this is how I clean my paddle every time I use it. I scoop off as much resin as I can, and then I wipe the bulk of the resin with a paper towel just to get the bulk of it off. And then I spray it down with my 91% isopropyl alcohol, and then I just wipe that. And the paddle stays nice and clean and not caked and ready for the next batch. And then I just hang it back up on my little mixing stand. So that, and I don't have to worry about too much in the bottom of this tray because there's going to be sand, and this is going to be the bottom anyways. But I do need to get my plug. And I do want to clean where I'm going to set that. And I want to try and get this as centered as possible. All right. So that, so let me get a tape measure, because my husband's always like, that's not straight. I'm like, whatever. All right, so we're at about 6.5 in the middle, and 7. Yeah, it's close enough, guys. It is close enough. All right. So I am going to take a cup and I'm going to mix some sand because I want to be able to create a pond, and I want the sand to be around it. So I need my sand to be really thick. Last time what I did is I poured the resin and then I dumped the sand on it. I'm going to do it a little bit different because, like I said, I want to make like almost so it's like a banking, if that makes any sense. Let me try to find a bigger scooper here, just so I can scoop. Oh, that's going to take forever. We're just going to dump. And hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. And then we're going to stir this around. And you guys know I'm messy. So what has everybody been up to tonight? What is your weather? We've been having extremely hot and humid, which is very unusual for Maine. But I have been loving it. So the humidity is supposed to break with this storm that's supposedly coming in tonight. So the humidity is supposed to drop. All right, so that looks like a good slurry. All right, so I'm just gonna pick a spot. I can always see how there's resin sitting on the top. It's kind of what I don't want, but I'm gonna get it in and then I can add some more sand to it. So I'm just going to pick a spot and we're gonna start kind of making the shape of a pond, because I don't want the sand to go in the middle, because I want to fill that with like a blue blue-green type of water. And maybe put some rocks or something. And then, you know, we'll put little trees and stuff around it. And all right. So that looks pretty good. And I will clean that middle up in a minute here. So I'm just going to spread some more of this around. Now I'm going to add some more because I want to thicken this up a little bit more. I want this to be like a thick, gooey, yeah, like that. So we can kind of get it so it looks almost like there's like a little bit of a banking in there. When it's thicker like that, it will kind of stay up. I'm hoping. So I will be having a video going out tomorrow. I've been working on 2 videos today. So there will be one tomorrow and one the next day. All right, I'm gonna make this pond a little bigger. It keeps getting smaller and smaller. And that's what happens when you have that extra like resin. It will run and it will kind of fill in, and that's, but I wanted to at least get some down. And I don't care if there's like a little bit of sand in the bottom, because I mean, you know, in the bottom of a lake there's sand. I just don't want it to have a perfect shape. All right. So let's just get some more of this in. All right. So that looks like it's gonna stay. So let me pour some more resin around so we can start adding. I'm gonna do the sand like I did the last time. I'll just put some and mix it in. Because sand in the resin it's really hard to figure out like how much you need. You end up either having so much extra, or you know, you don't have enough. So I wanted to get my pond shape in before I started adding the sand. And this is really like the longest part of this project is kind of getting the sand and the gravel and stuff that you want in. Then the rest of it kind of goes really quick. Well, to a point. It depends on like how particular you get. So this plug will keep the resin from going in that spot. So when this is done, I will have that perfect circle for my umbrella to go under, to go through rather. First night in 2 weeks, I've been able to open up the house. Oh my God, that must be good. Hot in Mississippi, Missouri. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it has been so hot. And I don't do good with like air conditioning. I never have. Even when I used to work outside the home and the place was air conditioned, I would get so stuffy just being in the air conditioning all the time. It was And we've literally been like running it 24/7 for the past week and a half. And I shut the one off in our bedroom and I open up the windows. And when I get up in the morning, I don't have a stuffy nose or anything. And then halfway through the day with the AC running, I'm all stuffed up again. So it's just crazy. All right, so let me just start sprinkling some sand. We will be adding some more resin to the top of this, but I just want to get this kind of base layer in. So the last time I didn't fill it like all the way to the top, and this one I'm going to. So I will probably end up making probably another 4 or 5 ounces of resin. And this is why a lot of people will take their sand and put it in the resin, because this is kind of a pain to do it this way. But this way here, you're ensuring you're not getting too much. So you're just making a slurry paste. And it's the ground, so the good thing is it doesn't have to be completely level. All right, so let's stir some of this up. And like I said, we're going to put more on top of this anyways, but I just want to get the base layer in so that I can start putting my little figures and figuring out how I want to place my stuff. Because like right here, I have a lot of extra resin. So I'm just going to put some sand. All right. I just want to make sure I get it to the edge because I don't want any bald spots. Just trying to squeegee some of that excess resin over on this side where it's a little bit lighter. So, I mean, hindsight, it probably would have gone easier to mix the sand, but that's fine. All right, so now let's get a few of these pebbles. Oh, cooler in Wisconsin, you open the windows? Yes. I can't wait. That's going to be us tomorrow night. And then Friday night, I have a paint party to do at a campground, and it's going to be outside. I think I'm literally going to wear my jeans because the humidity is supposed to be really low, and it's supposed to get in the 50s at night. So after all this heat, I'm sure I'm like going to probably be cold. All right, so I don't want a ton of gravel, but I do want some different textures. And I do want a few in the bottom of the pond. All right, we'll start with that, and then we'll see where we go from there. So I'm gonna pull a couple of these little tree things out. Oh, look at this one. This one's cute, guys. Hopefully I can make this stand. So I have these wire cutters. I ended up bringing out all 3 pair because I didn't know which ones were going to cut better. So, all right, so I'm going to put that there. And you know what? I think I'm going to use this bench this time. So and that's the fun with these, is you can make them, each one so different and unique. So I'm just going to set that into the sand. I kind of pushed it in a little too much. So I guess I just want it sitting on the top, because then we can put one of the fairies on the bench once we get going. So let me get some of the little bushes out. So when I went live, it said that my live was scheduled for July 2nd. And I'm like, and it wouldn't let me fix it. So that's why I wasn't sure if I was live or not. I was like, I was just really lost, guys. All right, so so basically I'm just taking the wire snippers and I'm snipping the wire piece off. So that way I have this to stick in the resin. So when you have one that's doing this, you've just got to find, like, I kind of tuck that underneath the bench so that it will kind of hold it up until the resin cures. Once the resin cures, then you're golden. But until then, sometimes you've got to finagle them a little bit. And if I had a little bit more sand there, hang on. There we go. You just need a little bit more sand. Okay. Let's grab one of these, or 2 of these mushrooms, if I can cut the stems. And I'm going to make a mound here. I'm gonna have to cut that stem off more. All right, I might have to mess with that a little bit. So I want a little bit of green around my pond. Stay right there. Sometimes these get really fiddly. All right, let me see if I can cut one of these. Oh, I did it. I was like, oh, I probably should have had my husband do this, but it worked. All right. I just figured that would give some really nice color. And let me see here. Get that out of the way. This might be too big, but I am going to use this one. That one looks good. Just to kind of give a little bit of all right, so this one here, we're going to try to build up that around that mushroom and see if we can get him to stay up. All right, so let me get, I know I definitely want, all right, this mushroom might not work, guys. Ah, I got an ant in my, hang on, I'm gonna squish him in the trash. Really? I've had no ants until we had severe rain yesterday. And I missed what you were going to put where the plug is. That is where the pole for the umbrella is going to go. So when we unmold this and I take that out, there's going to be a hole. And then you can put this on your patio table, put your umbrella down through, and you have this nice little centerpiece around your patio table. It looks so cute. I'm going to use some of this moss. And this is just, I think I got this at Michael's too. It's in the tree decorating, the floral section. All right, we're going to take this mushroom out for right now because it is really driving me crazy. I'm not going to use a ton of this, but I do want a little of this in because, in the forest, you always find the, like little areas where it's just like dead stuff on the ground. And I just thought that might just add a little bit of, like texture and realism into the piece. I said I'm not going to use a lot because I do have some green moss that I'm going to use. And I've got to get me some different gloves because these gloves are too big. All right. Just going to rip some of this so that we can, there we go. All right. So let me wipe my fingers and let me get some moss. So what I had done the last time is I put this moss all around where the where this plug is. So that way when it's up next to your table, it just looks like it's supposed to be there. It was kind of really cool. In doing this, it's not like when you're doing a regular resin piece because you don't have to worry as much about like getting little bits and pieces everywhere, because it's nature, you know, there are those little bits everywhere. All right, and then, you know, of course, we'll have some in the back. You know, you just kind of go around and fill in where you want some color. And to me, this is really relaxing doing these. That's why I figured if I did this on a live, it would be a lot easier than trying to do like a bloom, you know, because like I can stop and I can look at the comments. Okay, thank you for stopping in, hon. Whereas with the blooms, you know, I would have to really like, once I started doing the blooms, I have to do them and then I'd have to stop and look. So, you know, I figured this way here for my first live at least. So then you guys know that I'm not, you know, like trying to ignore you. Come on, tree, stay right where I want you. I want you right there. All right, so let's put this little thing. I'm gonna put that by the water. Now see how my water line is slowly closing in? So what I am going to do is I'm gonna mix some blue in here and we're gonna pour and this is it's a paste, so I'm not using much because I like to keep it somewhat transparent if I can. All right. Like I didn't put a pond in the one that I have on my patio table now. And after I was like, that would have been so cool. So, oh yeah, this looks really good. Perfect. And then, let's see, let's make a little puddle. You know, it's been raining, so let's just kind of, we'll make a few little puddles just to be different. Oh, I like that. I really like that. All right, we'll keep that. Now, I've got let's get some animals out. So we have a squirrel. And I think we're going to do this little fox on a log. I think that will be really cute. So we're just going to stick him in there. And let me see what other little critters we've got. Gotta have a squirrel. Let's see, we'll maybe put two. And let's see, we'll put this little one over here. So he's kind of looking at the water. And oh, maybe we won't. I don't want to make it too too many things in there and kind of takes away from, because I still got to put my fairies in. Let me see. So what do you guys think? Should we try the bigger fairy or should we go with the smaller? Because I'm thinking if we go with the bigger one, she's going to have to be... Wait a minute. Let's see. I know I want to get my other little pieces out because I think I've got some bridges. Let's see. And is that? Hang on. I made my bridge too big. I mean, my lake too big. And that's the only bridge I have, right? Oh no, I got this one. Hang on, let me open this one up. Oh my God, you can't open nothing with gloves on, guys. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be perfect. So I am gonna move this though, because I want my walkway to my bridge to be open. And we're gonna move this here. All right, so let me get a few more of these little trees in. Oops. And let's see. Stick this one in the back. All right. So, put that in there. Let me grab a few of flowers. So what I did last time is these are regular dried flowers, but I knew that if I didn't seal them in something and it rained, they would probably get ruined. So what I did is I drizzled clear resin over the flowers and it worked beautifully. I was like, wow. Because, I mean, we need a little bit of color in this, right? So I'm just cutting the little stem things and sticking them into the moss, into the resin. And then I'll drizzle more resin over it after. And we can add some pinks. I've got some pink and some blue to give it a pop of color. just like that. And let's put a, and normally I would break off and just keep the flowers, but I think on this one, I'm gonna actually leave like some of that, the stick part showing, just to make it a little bit more interesting. All right, come on, tree. Stay where I put you. Right there. Don't you move. And let's put some flowers around the water. And I'm just going to set that one right down in the, hang on here. There we go. Sometimes you just need to anchor them. Yeah. All right, so now we've got to decide on our little fairy. So I'm thinking we're going to use the medium one, even though she's much uglier than the other ones. Yeah. All right, so I think we've got like a good variation in colors and all right. So what do you guys think so far? Does it look full enough? Like I said, I don't want to put too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up, let me put this in my box over here. And I'm just going to hand mix up, I was really hoping to get one of these mushrooms in, but, oh, maybe if we, oh, look at that. Okay, now it will stay. And then when I pour the resin around it, it will hold it in. Perfect. Okay, so let me change my gloves so I don't get resin all over my resin. So this is the resin that I am using. So I had made up 6 ounces. I've still got an ounce there. I'm gonna make, let's see, probably 5 ounces. All right, let me grab some clean gloves. Now I'm hoping that when I pour the resin that it doesn't go into my pond and dilute that. I'm almost thinking about adding a little bit more of the crushed stone. Use a spoon. So it's almost like, you know, I'm making like a little dam type of I know I want to somewhat fill it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 ounces, see where that goes, and then I'll go from there, because I can always top it off again in the morning, worst case scenario, if I do need to fill it a little bit more. All right, so basically this is a 1-to-1, so I'm going to pour 2 ounces of this one, which is part A. And then I'm going to pour 2 ounces of part B. And then I'm just gonna hand mix it because I'm not too concerned about bubbles, because there's, you know, the sand and the everything else, so I am not really too concerned about the bubbles. So normally I wouldn't mix it this fast, but you know, and just make sure that you scrape your sides good and your bottom, so you're getting that mixed. And you want to mix it until it's clear. And I'm just going to check in my drawer and make sure if I don't have anything else that I could add in here. I think this is adorable. Oh, I know what I do want to add. One of my little turtle guys. So let's see. Let's have him. There we go. I know, that's what I'm afraid of. But I did it last time and it didn't move, but I like strategically placed my resin. So we're gonna see, because I do need to cover these flowers. I just want to coat them so that I know they're not gonna get ruined if it rains. And all right, so just gonna pour around. Gonna pour it on the stringy stuff, which will help hold it in. And then I'm just pouring it over the flowers. You know, it's not like it's completely coating them, but it's enough where mine still have color on them out there. And they've been on my patio since I made that last video. So I'm just kind of like just making sure that everything is like anchored in with the resin. And because of the sand in there, I think it's kind of what helps it from like overtaking everything. All right, so just gonna pour a little bit on the rocks that I added and kind of around Mr. Turtle. Oh, yeah. I do want to put some more around this mushroom over here. That was giving me all the pain in the butt. All right, so I think I'm going to add just a, I really like that gravel look in there. All right, so we used almost that 4 ounces that I just mixed up. And I'm just going to, I don't know, I just really am liking that gravelly look. All right, I think that is good, guys. So let me pick up some of this, and I will try to get my phone out of the holder and kind of bring it down so you can see it at a side view. Hang on, I need a drink of soda. All right. Ooh. All right. So this is the side view. Now the other one that I had made, I had put a solar light in, and I didn't on this one. So I'm just trying to show you back. So yeah. All right, so now if I can flip this so I can at least see you, or you can see me. There we go. So that is my first live. Hopefully there will be many more, guys. So let me know in the comments what you think. Tomorrow when I might not add any more resin to it because it's close to the top and I don't want the pieces to be like overflowing. So I will, once I demold it, I will get some pictures and I will get them posted for you. And yeah, we will see what this looks like. I think it came out really good. Actually, I think I like it better than mine. Thank you, Lynn. So yeah, so, you know, now that I know how to do this and I can go live, I will definitely be doing more. Let me know too in the comments what you would like to see. I don't mind doing, you know, the blooms, but I will just, you know, while I'm doing the blooms, I'm not going to be able to check comments. So yeah, I can do that. I also do acrylic and oil paintings. So I can do a wide variety of different things. So thank you guys for hanging with me tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And hopefully I will see you guys real soon. Bye, guys. Now if I can figure out how to end this live, I'll be doing good. All right, so let's see. And, or do I just hit the X? And let's see, I don't know how. Oh my goodness. No, I don't want that. Guys, I can't end my live because I don't know how. Cancel. No. Are you sure you want to end the streaming? Yes. But it doesn't give me that on my phone. Maybe if I turn it. No, I can't turn it. Oh my goodness, guys. Does anybody know how to end it? No, I don't want to highlight. All right, let me see if... Thank you, Stacy. Does anybody know how to end a live? Oh, well, this is ridiculous, people. I gotta take my gloves off here because I'm trying to figure this out. Sorry, guys. I know I'm making you dizzy. I do not know how to end it. I'm hitting the X, and it's not doing anything. All right. How do we end? So if I share... No. Guys, I'm just hitting buttons right now because I honestly don't know how to end this. It's not giving me an end. I guess I'm live forever. Oh my word. No. Pin message report remove. No. I mean, I think I should only have to hit the X and it ends, but it's not, guys. Well, I guess I'm going to have to shut my phone off because I know there's nothing that says stop recording. There's an X and it says live. If I hit the live, it does nothing. If I hit the X, it does nothing. I told you I'm numb. All right, let's... What the world? Yeah, because I'm like, oh, there's an X. I'll just hit the X. And yeah, it's not doing nothing. All right, so let me see here. I have a plus at the bottom, and it just says to start a poll or cancel. Then there's another one that says chat filters, top messages. And then there's 3 dots. It says share and cancel. And that is it. It's got to be the X, and it is not working. All right, so I guess I'm just going to shut my phone off and see if that disconnects me.